IVM.
Hey everybody, quick request once again, if you could help us out by filling out our survey. It's at ivmpodcast.com/survey. This really helps us talk to advertisers about the kinds of people listening to these shows. Really do appreciate your help, and we're going to be doing a random drawing, and we'll be sending out some IVM swag. Hope you enjoy that.
Hey guys, welcome to the Positively Unlimited podcast. Well, we are winding down this year. Bye-bye 2020, but we're also winding down through this particular series of A to Z. We're on the letter X today. Now, this letter is particularly painful when I do my A to Z series because there are so few words that actually start with that letter that would be relevant. So I usually do a play of words, and the one that I chose today is almost like a Christmas gift to you guys. Today's word is X. Yes, I'm talking about X relationships. I'm talking about what you should do when you break up, how to move from being, or rather how to move your current partner from current to an X. Certain things that I feel we should do when we break up, depending on the type of breakup it is. And also going to share some perspective on whether you should be in touch with your exes or not. Is it okay? Is it normal? What happens when your partner feels uncomfortable? Etc., etc. Okay, I'm going to dive right into one of the most common questions that I get. How do you break up? Or rather, what do you do when you break up? Do you talk to this person? Do you stay in touch with them? Do you not stay in touch with them? Now, there are 2 or 3 different scenarios that I'm going to touch upon. So the first is when you have a really ugly breakup, which means that someone's been cheated on, or it was a toxic relationship, or there was a massive fight. You know, the relationship itself was imbalanced and unhealthy, and the breakup was, well, nuclear explosion. So now, if that is your scenario, you have to realize that you need to cut all contact and cut all cords. Why do you need to do this? Because every time that you try to stay in touch or you reach out, you are falling into a trap created by yourself. You are putting yourself at risk of repeating your patterns. When you break up with somebody and when it has been terribly ugly, you need to first be clear about, do you even want to give this another shot? Or are you 100% sure that come what may, even if it's a mistake, even if it's a wrong choice, I'm giving this up and I'm moving forward? Yes, that second part requires courage because you have to be willing to be wrong. Let me also say this. You may make a mistake by breaking up with somebody. Maybe you should have given them one more chance. However, that does not mean that you will not find love again in your life, and this is not your last chance. So just get over yourself. You're not that special. You're not that entitled that the universe is sitting out there to punish you with loneliness because you made one bad choice or one wrong choice. Okay, so it's not your last chance at love. Unless, of course, you're 90 years old. Then, and you're going to pop it in a year. I don't know, right? So please don't make it such a big thing in your head and run these nightmarish stories of loneliness and being an outcast and being the third wheel in everyone's relationships and being this person standing on the corner while all your couple friends are dancing around. Stop with those pictures in your head and just make a clear choice or a clear decision about whether you're willing or not to make the mistake. First, make up your mind whether you have had enough of this relationship, you have had enough of this person, and you truly are willing to take the chance, right or wrong, by moving on. If you do that, please cut all contact. No, you cannot be friends. Maybe 3 years down the line, yes, you can. But for the first 6 months to a year, actually a full year, you cannot be friends. You cannot even be acquaintances. Okay, it's called pull back because you are going to go through withdrawal. Remember one thing, that if you've been in a relationship for so long, there are habits. You have gotten used to this person. You have to unlearn all those habits. You have to build new habits. You cannot do that if this person has the option of walking in and out of your daily routine. So, block on all fronts. Now, scenario 2 is if it's a mutual breakup, where the two of you all have been matured enough to say, look, we're causing each other pain, or one person doesn't feel as strongly and it's time to move on. in this scenario, and I know these cases are fewer than the previous one, but if this is your scenario, then don't stay in touch for the first few months. Give yourself time to get over the narratives that were running in your head on repeat. Give yourself time to unlearn the new habits that you were building with this person. Those morning messages that were sent, or the good nights at night, or looking at something and messaging and saying, should I pick this up for you? Or are we doing that? Those kind of small things that we fill our days with when there's a partner in the picture. Okay. So give yourself 3 to 4 months to get over that. 6 months, 8 months, if you need, absolutely fine, or longer. Now, the third scenario is if you have gone on a few dates and you've been chatting, say for about 3-4 months, and this is not working out. Whether the person ghosted you, whether the person is leading you on, whether you have realized, whatever your scenario, right? Please, please, please understand this is not a heartbreak. It is a disappointment. Stop overreacting. And if it is so easy for you to fall head over heels with somebody, then you need to go to a life coach and start learning to place some boundaries. Okay, so don't treat a 3-month dating period as a big relationship and the great love of your life. No matter how exciting it was, no matter how good the chemistry was, no matter how good the sex was. Treat it as a disappointment. You can choose to not be in touch with this person for a while because the disappointment is too strong for you, or move into the friend zone, be friends with this person. If you think there is someone else in your life who would be a better match for this person at some point, introduce them. It's okay. I cannot tell you how many friends I have made thanks to bad dates. Sometimes the person that you date who doesn't really turn out to be a great partner can actually be a very good friend. So don't shut all doors. Now, having said this, I've dealt with the breakup part of it, and I know this was supposed to be about exes, but I can't get to that without actually getting to how somebody, turns into an ex. Let me also say this. A lot of us are friends with our ex-partners, and that is okay. But it depends on what kind of an equation you have with this person. It depends on what kind of a space this person has taken in your life. Now, if your ex is calling all the shots in your life, it is going to make your current partner extremely uncomfortable. If your ex is sitting in a space of a good friend, also, in very rare cases, would I make an ex-partner my best friend? Because once again, it may make my current partner terribly uncomfortable. Now, there are a few things here. If this is somebody I dated in my teens and is today my best friend because we've lived a lifetime together, it's fine. If this is an ex-husband or an ex-wife who you've been married to for about 20 years and then you all parted ways and you all went through your ugly patch and now you all have found that space of semblance and you all are friends, then yes, you're going to have to work with your partner to make him or her comfortable because this person is going to be in your life for a while. So yes, you can be friends with your ex. However, I would say whenever you are breaking up, don't go into friend zone immediately. Take some time off. That time off can be 3 months to 1 year or more. And your partner may or may not be comfortable with this. You have to decide how you are going to make them comfortable. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. Either you can give in to your partner and say, fair enough, you are more important to me and I will not stay in touch with XYZ people. Or you need to work with them to, make them comfortable and see how you can get the 2 people in your life be civil with each other, if not friends. I will also tell you this. Your ex, who is now your friend, needs to have some maturity to know how to create space for this partner to come in. Because if they are going to get territorial, then they are being selfish and thinking only about themselves instead of thinking about making you thrive in your relationship. So yes, your ex, who is now your friend, needs to play the part of a good friend in this moment. Very importantly, they need to be the more understanding one rather than your partner. And you need to be able to have honest conversations with that ex who is now a friend rather than your partner. This is the mistake that all of us make. We try to get our partner to change their beliefs and what they desire and what is making them uncomfortable. We tell them that they are overreacting. How many of us look at our friend and say, listen, this person means a lot to me. I really want this relationship to work. I need you to help me, which means I need you to figure out a way to make him or her comfortable. How can you help me do this? And that friend needs to show up. We also often end up dating people who may be very old school, who may be very possessive also, and who may not like the idea of being friends with our exes. If you are dating somebody like that, if you are married to somebody like that, then you have to decide where you place your boundary, what kind of battles you are willing to fight or not fight. If you choose your current relationship over an ex who is now a friend, it is absolutely okay. There is nothing for you to feel guilty about. This is a choice that you are making because the relationship is a priority and the life that you want to experience through this relationship is more important to you than the journey that you have had with this other person. And yes, it is sad that you would have to give up a friend. However, it's another breakup and it can happen on mutual terms and there will be hurt and pain, but both of you will get over it. Having said that, I want to leave you guys with one last truth when it comes to ex-partners. There is nothing right or wrong about being friends with an ex. Every relationship is unique. Every equation that you share with different people, well, it has its own journey. It depends on what kind of space you are giving this person in your life. If by having an ex, you are not able to move on to another relationship, buddy, you have a problem there. If your ex is being overbearing in your current relationship, well, that's a problem again. It's a red flag towards the ex-partner. If you are choosing your ex over your current partner, hello, my friend, where is your priority and what is it that you really want to experience? So it will always boil down to what is important to you and what really matters. Well, I've just scraped the tip of this particular topic. And if you guys have some specific experiences you are going through with an ex, then DM me on Instagram. My handle is Positivity Angel. I will do my best to reply and help. As well as, and if you want to get in touch with us on Twitter and Instagram, our handle is IVM Podcast. Also, all previous episodes of my podcast are available on the IVM Podcast app and website. On that note, guys, Merry Christmas to you guys and a Happy New Year. Make sure that you set a powerful intention for 2021. And also, we're going to be starting 2021 with episodes on life purpose. I'm going to be doing a whole series of A to Z on figuring out your life purpose. So make sure that you tune in every week, Mondays and Wednesdays.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Once again, just a quick reminder, please do help us out by filling out our survey. It's at ivmpodcast.com/survey. It really does help us figure out who's listening and, what are the characteristics that we can go and push to advertisers. That is massively helpful to us. Please, please, please do help out with that. So, on the network this week, let me start with a quick milestone. It's the 100th episode of Begin the Journey with Ashish Vidyarthi. Congratulations to Ashish and the team. Great show. If you're not listening to it, he talks to you about just how to approach life. It's just very, very cool stuff. Do check this out. Want to mention the note with Maruk Inayat. She talks about why petrol prices are so high. On the Wired Talk, Siddharth speaks with Harsh Mandar. On Advertising is Dead, Varun speaks to Kabir Biswas, the founder of Dunzo. They have a really interesting conversation about, what's the future of Dunzo and what they're thinking about. On the Traveling Professor's Diaries, check out Siddharth talk about the performance paradox. I found it really fascinating and interesting. I think that you guys will really get something out of listening to that. Please do give that a listen. And finally, let me mention Zindagi Diaries. It's Ragini Kumar's poetry podcast. The first week when it came out, we put out 5 poems first week. We put out another 5 poems this week, and the response has been phenomenal. Do check it out. It's in Hindi. It's a poetry podcast. Something a little different. Do give it a shot and let us know what you think. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Want to learn something new and have a few minutes to spare? Well, then go for the Traveling Professor's Diary, where I, Siddharth Deshmukh, the Traveling Professor, will help you glean from all the insights that I've gained from wherever I've traveled, learned, taught, and repeated. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.